Hey, how are you doing everybody? My name is 92 and welcome to my channel. In this video, we are gonna go over what is variable and what are the data types or simple data types in Python. Now this is a continuation in the Python for Beginners series. So if you haven't checked the last two videos over which I go over the 6 things that everybody starting with Python should know, check the link. And a very essential step for this video is how to set up an environment to code in Python. Also check that out. So check these videos out, they are a lot helpful, especially the second one if you want to start coding in Python. Now with that being said, let's just get into understanding what a variable is. So best way to understand what a variable is to imagine a box to which we have given a name and put something in it. Now if you want to access the thing which you have put inside the box, you have to access the variable, rather the box to which we have given a name. And whenever we have to give that thing to somebody, we have to open the box and give it to them, or we have to give the box itself. This is basically what a variable is. A variable is an empty box in which we put a value, and this box represents that value. And that's as easy as it gets. So with that analogy, let's get into the programming side and understand what actually a variable in Python is and how it looks. Alright, so this is the most basic Python script ever, where we print the hello world, the holy ritual of starting any programming language. So now let us just do one thing. We just add one more line in this code and we make it like message is equal to hello world. And we print out this message. And if you run this program, you see that it prints out hello world. And this is what a variable is. The message over here is a variable which holds the value of hello world. And this is how simple and easy as it gets to understand a variable. So with understanding what a variable is, you might be wondering where we can apply a variable, or where can a variable be used. Variables have immense use in programming, let it be Python or any other language. So one of the best way I can tell you is, imagine you are working on a game. You have made an RPG game where the player decides the character's name. Now if you want to print a statement, you simply cannot use or print the character's name as it is, because first of all you don't know what the player will name his character. At that point you can use a variable to just save whatever the player decides to name his character. Let's say it's Hunt92, and every time you want to print the player's name in a statement, I wanted to write print, and if you wanted to print the player's name anywhere for any reason, maybe it's as I said, it's an RPG game, so there are a lot of dialogues where you have to use the player's name. You can just simply type print the player name variable, which saves the player's name, and when you just print that, it gets printed out. And now that we understand what a variable is, we should also know that there is a certain amount of guidelines while working with variable. One of the most important is the variable can be named anything, but it shouldn't start with any number, or it shouldn't be any inbuilt function or keyword which is used by the Python interpreter. So it cannot be, say, print cannot be a variable name, because print is a predefined word in Python. And also, as I said, you cannot have a number, so 5pi cannot be a variable name. And also you cannot have space bars in your name. So if you cannot have player space name as a variable name, what you can use instead of a space bar is an underscore, which is a valid variable name. And also one more important thing, your variable name can start with the underscore. It's completely fine, it's completely normal. Alright, now that we understand what a variable is and how it functions and where it can be applied, let's try to understand what can be stored inside a variable. To be very specific, let's try to understand what are the simple data types used in Python. One of which we have been using all along in this tutorial, which is a string. So let's name a variable named as name, which is nothing but a name. So let's say Hunt. And this is a string. So the best way to describe a string is anything that comes between two quotation marks is a string. Anything that is enclosed by quotation marks is a string. And there is a lot of things that you can do with a string, which is a separate video of its own, and which should be coming up sometime in the future. But all you need to understand right now is this is string. It can be double quotes, it can be single quotes, and it still works. This is still a string. The second data type is an integer. Integer, as you know in maths, is a number which don't have a decimal point. It's the same thing in Python. Any number, any positive, negative number is an integer in it until and unless it has a decimal point. When it has a decimal point, say 8.95, this becomes a float. It's no longer an integer, but it becomes a float. And that's it. These are the three simple data types which are used in Python, which exist in Python and are used widely. You're gonna be using integers, float, strings for various reasons and various functions as you go along in your programming journey. Now there is a lot of things that you can do with integers and floats and strings, which I won't cover in this video. Rather, I will make a specific video for each one of them, or rather the one which take a lot of time. So yeah, that was all that I wanted to cover in this video. Introduction to you guys to what is a variable and the three simple basic data types which are in Python. Hope you learned something from this video. If you did, click a like button down below. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel to be a great help to me. Also check out my second channel where I do gameplays and some funny clips while talking about myself. So this is a very personal channel of mine. So make sure to check that out too if you haven't already, and comment down below if you think I missed something up or if there is something that the beginners should know. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Till that time, stay fit, stay awesome, and bye bye.